Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Not Just Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, George, known online as the Ginger Ninja, and welcome to the show. This is the pilot episode, the episode 0, you could say. So, a little bit about Not Just Nintendo. This is a solo gaming podcast that I'm starting with a focus on Nintendo, Nintendo games, Nintendo news, Nintendo thoughts and opinions. However, it's not just Nintendo, hence the name. It's all video games, but Nintendo is my main focus. It's what I care most about, and it's what I'll talk most about on the show. Games on Nintendo platforms and games from Nintendo themselves. Thanks all for tuning in. This is not a real episode. This is, again, like I said, it's kind of a pilot episode, introductory episode, I suppose. And essentially today, I'm going to be laying out a few of the details about the show. This is going to be really quick. Firstly, these will come out weekly. Now, look, I'm someone who likes to not follow my own rules. I'm a little bit disorganized at times. So you're just going to have to bear with me if perhaps something changes, I change the schedule partway through, or I have some announcement and it affects the schedule or when the show comes out. Maybe I'll end up changing it to bi-weekly at some point. We'll have to be flexible, all right? Because I've been known to not follow my own schedules. But I'm going to try my best to to stay on schedule with this one. All right, so as far as the layout of the show, I'm going to open each show after kind of introducing the show. I'll talk about the games that I played in the last week, or if I have to miss a week or something in the last period of time since the last episode. So I'm going to talk about the games I played. I think this is something that happens in a lot of podcasts, and you'll find as you listen to the show, I play a lot of old games. And I'm pretty new to like playing a lot of games and beating a lot of games. It hasn't been very long since I've been doing a whole lot of like beating a lot of video games. So there's a lot of like pretty popular games that I haven't played. And so I think it's going to be interesting me going through some of these games, a lot of these big popular games that I've just recently played or I'm like playing soon. So that's going to be one thing every show, unless there's like some special event or something. Every show I'm going to be talking about the games I played. As a secondary thing for each show, there's a few different things that may rotate. For one, I might talk about news. Of course, it's a pretty news-heavy time. So whether the news is like leaks, rumors, maybe predictions, maybe like little announcements from companies and stuff, those kind of things. I might do some news, Nintendo news, but maybe some other gaming news as well. And like I said, there will be times where I'll talk about a lot of things that aren't Nintendo related, but generally I'm going to either keep it in the context of Nintendo, like, hey, this is what's happening. How does this affect Nintendo? Or I might just go a little bit off topic and talk about other stuff because I play a lot of other games too. I have all three major consoles and a PC, so I'm not like limited to Nintendo, but Nintendo is my favorite. So yes, again with the podcast, as far as formatting things, bear with me. Try to be flexible. I might change things up as I go. But yes, as the secondary segment, we may have like a news segment at times. Sometimes I may do listener emails, so you can email. The email I just set it up. I actually got not just Nintendo. There's no spaces, no underscores, no dashes, anything. Not just Nintendo at gmail.com. You can email that. I'm actually really thrilled that I got exactly that email. There's no like did I have to put in any numbers or podcast or anything. It's all perfect. So I hope that is kind of like a predetermined like a prophecy, right? Like, this worked out well so the whole podcast will run really smoothly. I hope so. we can only hope. But anyways, yes, like I said, may answer your questions if you want to send in questions, any comments, I'll probably answer them on the show. Now, of course, I'm not going to always record episodes of the show at the same time. It may vary a little bit, in the week. I'll try to put them out consistently, but I may record them at different times. So if you email and I don't answer it in the next episode, then it might have came in too late, and I might it might be an extra episode until I get around to it. So again, bear with me, be flexible. Besides just those things, I may also have episodes where I rank things and where I just kind of give hot takes about old games that I used to play a long time ago. If it's one of those, then you just know that I just ran out of ideas and I just had to do something. But I hope it's still enjoyable. Other details on the show. This is going to be on YouTube. Oh, I mentioned the listener mail. The listener mail you can email it, but also if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just put it in the YouTube comments, and that'll do the same trick. I don't know about the other podcasting platforms if they have comment sections. I would recommend don't put stuff in there. I probably won't read them, but maybe I'll check them out every now and then. Who knows? But email the show, or if you're on YouTube, you can just comment. Those will be the two that I check, the two inboxes. I'm gonna probably set up like a X and a Blue Sky for this, I would imagine. But the podcast is just going to be on my YouTube channel, which, if you're here not from my YouTube channel, go check out my YouTube channel. It's the space Ginger Ninja, all one word, Ginger Ninja. GINJANINJA. I do gaming content over there. It's been a little bit quiet so far this year, but I did get a couple things out. I had some big stuff in December though, so go check that out. But I do imagine most people watching this have come from my YouTube. If there's anybody watching this. Maybe I'm just talking and there's just literally nobody ever hears this ever. Like nobody ever hears this. As far as where to listen to the podcast, I mean, wherever you're listening right now would be a good start. Besides that, I'll try to like move it around, get it as many places as possible. I don't know how long the approval process is on some of these things. So again, bear with me, be flexible. I'll try to get it out. If you have a place that you want me to look into, feel free to email me. Like I said, at the same email, not just Nintendo, or you can again leave it in the YouTube comments or whatever. First episode will probably be on Wednesday, and then from then on, it'll be episodes on Wednesdays. But again, might have to change at some point. Wednesday is just going to be what we start with. So, yes, that was the layout of the show, the rough schedule of the show, where you can email. So, I think, honestly, that's kind of all I had to say. I know, like I said, this is very short. This is just a little introductory episode, right? So the next step, you know what? One more thing, I actually forgot. See, this is so hard doing this all in like one take and not like editing things out, but that's kind of the podcast format, right? I forgot one last thing. For the first couple of episodes, at least the first episode, maybe the first few episodes, I'm going to be talking about all the games that I played so far in 2025. I originally wanted to start this podcast sometime last year, and my idea was to talk through all the games that I'd played up until that point last year, and then continue after that. But it's been so long since I planned on starting this, and I just never got around to it. Now that I finally am, it's 2025, and so I'm just gonna leave all those games in the dust. I'm sure I'll talk about them at some point. All of those games. I played 47 games last year. 43 were new for me, not like they released in 2024, but like I played them for the first time. And actually, if you want to go on my YouTube, or if maybe you're already there, if you want to watch my video, it was ranking every game I played in 2024. It was a really good video. I think it's the best video I've made. It's not like I don't think it's like amazing, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's worth watching. It's an hour long, but it's a nice little ranking of those. Well, it's not really little, but it's a nice ranking of those games. I had a couple hot takes. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me on this journey with the Not Just Nintendo podcast. Again, if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, maybe leave them in the email inbox or in the comment section. If you have any questions you want me to answer on the first show, that would be really cool. I'm not expecting questions right out of the gate, but maybe I'll get some. That would be really cool. Like I said, I'll set up those socials and I'll have them ready next week. I just kind of really didn't think about doing it. I'm a little bit disorganized, but it is what it is. I'm going to try to be more organized for the sake of the show. All right, again, it's been George. You can email the show. Currently, you can't find me on socials. I mean, you can find me, but you can't find the show on socials. So I'll work on that. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Goodbye.